I'm still looking at my reference as I draw it. It's a little diagonal if you analyze it. They're not exactly on the same level. And they're not perfectly drawn like circles. They're more like ovals, especially the one that's near this. So there's actually the fourth hole, and then there's also the fourth hole over here. So do certain adjustments. These things, because of the flap or whatever you call that, that's where the other hole will be. And the hole is made of metal, for your information, right? Because there's a support, there's a rivet that's used here. So make sure that you also consider that when you draw. So before you draw the shoelace that's underneath this layer, you analyze it. It's underneath this part of the shoe. And there's even another shoelace underneath. While this shoelace kind of goes over here. Okay. I'm keeping it small so that you can compare it with the sample, how I am drawing it. And then I have another hole over here. You can see like a dark portion there. Again, it's right, like going to this direction, while the other shoelace is kind of like twisted a little and going over there. And then here, it goes under again. So it's not the regular way of like how the shoelace would look like, I guess, because the shoe looks worn out already and twisted. So there is the wear and tear of the work of the shoe. Of course, this is not perfectly straight. Eventually, there should be adjustments to how curved some parts are. So as you can see, I am slowly coming up with how it looks like. So it's close to the rivet here, and then it goes down. Same over here. So that's the shoelace that goes down. There is a marble or a ball here. Yeah, it is a ball, because if it's a marble, it's too big. And then you got a shoelace that's extended there. Remember, you should be able to see through things as an artist. Remember that Proco video, X-ray vision? Yep. So the shoelace over here, you can see it's twisted a little. So you see a narrow part on one part of it, on one side of it. And then it kind of widens here. There's like this line that doesn't go all the way. It creates an illusion of a fold. There is a space over here in between the shoe and the, what do you call this? It's not the leather upper. It might be canvas. So, and then there's a design over here that should be considered. It's unbranded, so it's not Adidas. It's not even Nike. But it looks like a Stan Smith, an Adidas pair of shoes. Sort of. And then notice that the carpet or the floor is not perfectly horizontal. There is a texture that gives you an idea that it is on a carpeted surface. Okay, the curve line here is going to adjust. Curve line here also adjusts. There's somewhat an overlap of the ball and So part of the ball is covering the shoe, a slight portion of the shoe. Because you have some space here for the stitches. And then this portion will be shaded later. So as you can see, as I slowly sketch the shoe, if you follow the steps that I have drawn, slowly it's getting there. Of course, this part will be shaded. And then let's go now to the back. Okay, here, you take a look when you're not using a shoehorn. This is what happens to your rubber shoes most of the time. This part gets worn out. So you can see some shades here, dark and light. So I'm already comparing it with the third step in the book. But as I told you, I showed you the most basic shapes that you can draw first before you can reach that stage number 3 in the book. And I would consider that not really 3, but a jump from many stages that I just did a while ago. So again, this activity is an exercise. It's not supposed to take so much of your drawing time. And these are, small steps that we accomplish. Should make you feel good if you can draw it very well. Artists need that to gain confidence also. And that's the kind of exercise I'm providing you. Something to make you feel good after finishing a work. Because the project so far, it doesn't seem to be building some people's confidence. It's taking you a long time to get things done. I'm hoping that activities like this would lift your spirits and make you feel that, oh, it's actually something I can do. Mr. Nashon showed me how it's done, and I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna apply it. Oop, my camera stopped, sorry. I got logged out. So again, make the guides simple but easy to easy to understand. The second shoe doesn't have much of a shoelace, except this one going. It seems like the flap and not the shoelace. I can see the hole without any shoelace, so sketch that. Some of my students who draw this, sometimes they end up drawing something that looks like a fish because there seems to be an eye there. The shape of the hole sometimes appear like an eye. So I told you there should be enough space here, so adjust this and then erase that one. Let me just get my eraser. Oh, so it does work. Yeah, but use the regular pencil. Don't use the brown sepia effect. I wanted it to look like it's an old drawing. That's why I wanted it to be sepia brown. But let's stick with the regular pencil, the graphite pencil. You might not have a colored pencil and you're going to say, Mr. Nashon, I couldn't do it because I don't have a brown pencil. So stick with the regular pencil, huh? Yeah, it looks like a Stan Smith. So if you're not familiar with the Stan Smith, it's one of the oldest rubber shoes of Adidas. Because I want to wear shoes at home and not bring it outside. I've been like wearing this only here at home. So this is a Stan Smith with straps. So it kind of looks like that. Here, if you look at the side view of what we are drawing, they kind of resemble. Sorry for the black things there. I love wearing black socks, so it leaves some fibers. Yeah, it's not what do you call this? It's not dirt. Now, it's time for shading. So when you're going to shade it, it should be your darkest pencil, your HB pencil. Keep it sharp. Okay. So handy dandy sharpener is very helpful. Yeah, I don't have my handy dandy notebook. Yeah, if you've seen Blue's Clues, guys, like the first Blue's Clues guy is, I think, as old as I am. Looks very old. They had a reunion, and it's like, oh my goodness, it's that. That's how long it has been. I thought Blue's Clues was like still new, so most likely I've seen reruns of Blue's Clues some time ago when my. Oh yeah, I remember because it's my eldest or my youngest son. My youngest son is 20 years old now. I mean, he's turning 20 this month. He's got the easiest birthday to remember. It's 2/20/2002. That's his birthday. Like it's all number twos, and of course there's zero. So since he's turning 20, it's 2/20/2022. And he's my youngest. My eldest is turning 26. No, is it turning? No, he's turning 27. Yeah, 26. Because they're 6 years apart. So to be careful with details, I would suggest to use the drawing position, the writing position. But if you want to cover more space with shading, use the underhand position. But again, take some practice because it can go the wrong way, and it may ruin the shading of your work. So if you want to be precise and you already have good control with the drawing position, keep it that way. Writing position, I mean. So take a look at the holes as well. You can, or the dots on the drawing, you can use that to your work. That will help create a good effect on your paper. Please apply that. Okay, so before you decide to add the details, make sure you are very sure at the appearance. You're not just guessing. Again, take a look at your reference very well. So let me adjust the drawing now. It's too tiny for you to see. So I'm not gonna share anymore the reference, although I will still be looking at the reference because I want it to look good. And I don't have a real pair of shoes to look at since I'm using, and you will be using the picture as well as your reference. By the way, guys, please do not trace it from your iPad devices or your cell phone. Mr. Nashon knows if it's traced. I will just, I will give you a grade if you trace it, but I will not give you a passing grade. I will give you a very low grade. Yeah, I'll give you effort for tracing, but tracing is cheating. You have to do it from scratch. You are already taught how to prepare a drawing. If you trace it, there's no effort at all to determine the proportion by using your spatial intelligence. Yeah, it's kind of like if you're tracing, you're admitting that you don't have any spatial intelligence. So do not trace the work. it is just going to make you disappointed. And then if you wanna contest if it's traced or not, it's so easy to prove that it's traced. So do not challenge me if that's what you are planning to do. We do have a certain kind of eye, and we know if an artist is cheating or not. We get it from observing, from experience. So I know if it's traced or not. Even if you have all those devices that are available nowadays. I do trace sometimes, but I trace my own drawings. So I will draw, as I showed you, I will draw an original. And if I want to keep it in pencil, then I will make another version that's going to be drawn with a pen. And we do practice that for comic book production. Because we can sell the ink sample, we can also sell the pencils. My good friend, Mr. E, our very good friend, Mr. E, he does that whenever he sells comic book illustrations. He's got two versions of them. One that he did in pencil, and then the other one he drew with the pen. You can use the same technique as you used for the cabbage. If you want to smoothen the shade of the drawing, then what you can do is use a stump or a brush that is dry. You can use it to rub on the surface. Again, this is meant for a short period of time to be done. Although the deadline I provided this time is until next week when we come back. So when I meet you on Monday, this should be finished already. So if it can be finished today, just like Mia finished the cabbage last meeting, some of you who are not planning to have anything to do over the weekend, you just want to relax, then make sure that you do the work before you relax. I mean, that's the best way you can enjoy your weekend. Get things done before the break or before the weekend. Me, I often not open my emails over the weekend. I don't want to be bothered by schoolwork. I need a personal break as well. I remember my old principal telling us that when we go home, we should think about our family or the other things that we do and get a life. Teachers are not, we are teachers 24/7, but we are not 24/7 when it comes to answering your emails or uh, answering questions. They're telling us to do it only during office hours. So again, I am giving you an opportunity to draw it small. If you love drawing things big, it is up to you already. That is your decision. But Mr. Nashon is giving you some help by just drawing a smaller version of the work. Of course, the details, try to get them as good as you can. You will not be able to copy it 100%, but at least it should be close to the sample. And then who knows, while you're drawing this, if it's your dream to design sports shoes someday, this might be the beginning of it, guys. I mean, who doesn't want to work for Nike, for example? If I was younger and I had the money and I could study, abroad, I'd definitely take that opportunity. What's the name of the designer for Nike for Air Jordan? Hatfield. You watch a Netflix documentary about design. Tinker Hatfield, I think, is the name. Oh my goodness, it's so amazing. And then he was able to, design it alongside his idol. Because Michael Jordan personally supervises like what he wants to wear and what he doesn't wear. I mean, who's gonna be the superstar during your time? Definitely LeBron is gonna be out by then. He's retired. But any celebrity you can design for, or you are the celebrity, and anything that you design is what people will follow or use. If you have like an idea of what Lady Gaga wore before, like the meat dress, a Filipino was actually involved in the design of that. And that was the time when Lady Gaga was just getting known because she was wearing provocative outfits. So a meat dress in an event is crazy, but definitely an eye catcher and an attention. Definitely caught the attention of media during that time. Again, because the surface is like a carpet, the ball is not perfectly round here. You know how the ball would sink on the surface because of the fibers. Oh, I saw a video how like carpet is made, like an anime carpet. There's this machine that they use, and it easily places the yarn or something like the thread. Oh, by the way, so how do you draw the pattern of the ball or the wheel? I mean the marble. It does look like a marble for some reason. So get the shape again. And then there are highlights to the ball. There's this portion that's lit. So leave a space white if you can see that it's a lighted portion. And then you darken around it. Then it enhances the image as you end up with light and dark effects to it. Kind of forms a letter S if you pay close attention to the design. See, I'm almost done, guys. Yeah, I remember my previous class before. My classes back then, I was just using the document camera and there was no recording. So now I get to record this and I'll be sharing with you the recording later. And you can watch it again. Oh, I forgot the detail here that there is the shoelace. Now, if the space is not enough, because mine is not enough, I could have like adjusted it a little so I have enough space for, what do you call this? The tip. So I'm not gonna include the tip anymore of the shoelace because it got cut here. So the same thing, it depends on how far your spacing is. If I adjust the paper though, I'll be able to cover this much. Yeah, I forgot to adjust. Maybe I'll adjust the paper instead. Make a bigger cut. Again, think about the shapes that you see before shading, if it will help you. And then skip the areas that are supposedly white. So the ball or the marble has highlights. So you don't just shade it. There's a purpose for you shading certain portions. There is a shadow of the shoelace here. You can't rush the details, but again, I'm showing you the systematic way of getting things done. To me, I'm not rushing it. It's just getting done as I progress to the next part of the work. See? Again, I'm almost done. I just need to add a few more details on this side. But I'm already moving towards the drawing of the shoe behind before I draw that portion. Again, I already have an idea about the spacing because I already mapped it. And remember that I sketched through this particular object, right? So I use that concept like using your X-ray vision. So you don't try to guess, but sketch the shapes that overlap and then apply it in your drawing. The weight of my pencil is also changing. I don't just apply heavy strokes. If I need some dark lines, then my strokes are heavy. If I need some mid-grade lines, then my strokes are getting lighter. So that is expected from you as well when you are shading. I do some crosshatch patterns sometimes. Because I need it for certain parts of it. So there's a twist here. Then I'll shade this to give volume to the shoelace. There's a gap there and part of the shoe. My eye vision is not 20/20 anymore, but I still get to recognize those details when I'm wearing my eyeglasses, definitely. So no reason why you can't see certain details if you're wearing glasses, even if you're wearing glasses. Because that's the purpose of glasses, to correct your vision. This is what I was telling you. It looks like a lizard or something. Because this space where the shoelace looks like an eye. The curve lines, they create illusions like this particular curve line. So don't lose that when you are drawing. the figure. And then there's that curve line. That slight difference, instead of like one curve line, makes a good illusion as well. A little protruding for the footer. Of course, don't forget the line that I sketched a while ago. So when you shade your background, you can use the side of the pencil. Like that. I'm using the side of the pencil for the background to give a different feel to it. You will notice there are like strokes like this. You can also apply that in the drawing. Okay. Oh, my camera stopped again. It froze. Wait a minute. Okay. See, it's almost done. Some artists, by the way, when they really want to see the details, they even use magnifying lenses when they're drawing, especially those who are involved in miniaturism or when they paint. Like what I'm doing, it's not yet miniaturism, but it's actually a small drawing already. If you get even smaller than this and you want very, very good details, then a magnifying lens would help. You know what? I've been like trying to eat less and less because again, because I want to lose weight. What I noticed is now that I've eaten a full meal, not really a full meal, it's even like less than a cup of rice. And most of the time, I don't eat rice. And just an egg and two tiny slices of bacon. I feel so full already. Like, I guess that's the reason or that's the effect when you start eating less. I actually lost 4 pounds already since the time I started eating less. Because our challenge, guys, is since we're staying at home most of the time and food is very accessible, right? Our problem is we don't get to go out anymore as often. And our activities are limited to our room or our bed. We sit down most of the time. And my subject is art. Art requires sitting down for long hours. So every now and then, stand up, walk, try to eat less. But you're growing children. No, you're not children anymore. You're grown up. Well, not yet grown up. You're teenagers. Okay, so I'm almost done. It's just the other half of the shoe. I'm getting so excited to finish this already. And what's the time? It's 2:24. It's almost our time. So if you are not gonna do this over the weekend, I will be wondering what you are doing, because I find it very easy to do. You should be able to do it as well. Of course, you will be spending more time compared to my skill set, and that's why I was able to draw it fast. But some of the skill sets in this class, I would say, are already very reliable and very good. And that's what I told you, why you should be in a full year art class or not. Because expectation wise, it's different when you're just in the regular class. Yeah, I had to remind myself that whenever I'm with 9C, I'm with a regular class. So when I'm grading them, I have to and when I give them activities, I have to make sure that it's not as complex and advanced as what you guys are getting. What's happening? A lot of people are disengaging. Something wrong with internet? I hear that sound every now and then. That's when somebody leaves the class, right? That alarm. Yeah, a few more push. I actually want to leave the class as well. I want to end it. I just want to finish this before I end the class so that the recording is complete also. Okay. I'd like you to ask questions now. I see a chat question. Let me read it. It's your Wi-Fi, James. Why? What Wi-Fi are you using, James?
Globe.
What's your provider? Globe?
Yeah.
Village? What? Where are you? If you don't mind. Because I
In
think
Alabang.
Alabang. Because I think there are some places that have not so good internet connection. And then if you're using Converge, I think Converge is starting to have a lot of problems, depending on the place, of course. They're like places where it keeps on disengaging. It's offline. The one that started to sell the new internet, the Dito, I think they have a problem. Financially, the business has a problem. So if you subscribe to that, I don't know, how is it right now? They were offering the cheapest internet, but now they seem to be in a lot of trouble, a lot of hot water when it comes to like the handling of the business. And it's connected to Duterte because his best friend, or what do you call this? His financial supporter during his campaign election is the one handling the business. And it's funny, Dennis Uy, a different person, is the one running Converge. But another Dennis Uy, the one running Dito, which is the new internet company, is also a Dennis Uy. So many Dennis Uys. I thought it was the same person before, but only to find out that they're different people. All right, so I'm done. Any questions, guys? By the way, since I sketched with the brown, I'm not gonna erase the brown anymore. It will be difficult for me to erase that. But don't use the brown anymore. Just use a regular pencil. Don't forget to sign and put your nickname or your first name. Please write the date when you made it. Today is Feb. So it's 2. Is it 3 already? It's 3, right? 03. So it can be 0203 2022. It's not 04 yet, right? What else? There are some lines here that you just need to add, like for the carpet. There's a shadow here of the shoe, but very light. So just add that. So those are the few more details that you can add to the drawing. You can use the side of the pencil for some of the details of the carpet. Again, I did not include this if it doesn't fit the paper anymore. So something that you have to remember, you don't like